Hello friends, welcome to Selenium interview question and answer part 5. This is Haradhan once again as usual. Today I will discuss about another set of 25 question and answer from Selenium WebDriver. Thank you all for watching my videos. In case you are enjoying my videos and learning automation testing and Java, please like and share my videos. Do not forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you will get notification as and when I will upload any new videos. Please provide your valuable comment for any input or suggestion. Stay tuned for my next video. So in this video, I will discuss 25 set of question and answer from Selenium WebDriver. In my last 4 videos, I already covered 100 questions and answer from Selenium WebDriver. Here I will let you know another 25 set of question and answers. How we can create an XPath using the ID attribute for the below following element. Right here you can see the tag is input, type is text, ID is something, name is something, class is something, and autocomplete is off. So what is the syntax for creating the XPath? Using the ID attribute, right? So you can see double slash, then tag name, then third bracket at the rate ID equal to ID value, right? In case you are not sure about the tag name and double slash, you can give star marks. So here double slash tag name is input and third bracket at the rate ID and value is the ID value is element username. So that's why you can create an XPath for the in case ID is there and tag name is there, and obviously ID should be unique for that element. How we can create a XPath using the class attribute? So syntax is same, right? Double slash tag name and at the rest class and class value. So here class value is right. You can see class username, right? So it will be class and class username input tag. In case you are not sure about the input tag, you just need to simply give the the star marks, double slash star. How we can create the using the ID attributes, sorry, name attribute. Similarly, tag name at the rate name equal to name value. So name value is here, right? Username. So using the name value, you can create the right XPath for the given following element. How we can create XPath using multiple attribute and OR operator. So why we use the OR operator, right? First you need to know, understand. In case suppose there are a lot of operators, lot of attribute is there, right? But some of the operators sometimes can change, right? Okay, you don't know, like any one operator or any one attribute can change, value can be changed, right? So whenever you are want to highlight or create XPath for one using one attribute, in case value is getting changed, so obviously it will not identify, right? Obviously it will not be identifiable. So no such element found, exception will be triggered whenever you will running to perform some operations for the particular element using the XPath whatever you created, right? So obviously we should prefer different attribute using the OR operator, right? So double slash tag name attribute 1 equal to value 1 or attribute 2 equal to value. So in case any of the attribute value is getting changed but other is trivial constant, so still it will highlight the element, right? And all the operation whatever you are performing, it will be successful because no such element will be not be stored, right? So here double slash tag name is input and ID is right element username and name equal to username. So that's why you can create right XPath using the multiple attribute and the OR operator. Similarly, using the AND operator, multiple operator, how can you create? Why we use the AND operator? In case suppose using a single attribute, object is not identifiable, right? Because that attribute is already present for the other element. But whenever you are using multiple attribute, so using the multiple attribute, obviously unique object identification can be done, right? So that is the reason we need to use the AND operator. So double slash tag name attribute 1 equal to value 1 and at the rate attribute 2 equal to value 2. So that is the syntax, right? Double slash tag is the input and at the rate ID equal to ele username and name equal to username. So that's why you can create the XPath using the multiple attribute and the AND operator. How we can create a series selector using the containing part of the attribute value, right? You know the contents what, right? So here, right, syntax is tag name for creating the CSS and attribute name star equal to that sign you need to use it for content operator, right? And part of the value, any part of the value, right? And here suppose name, right, username. but you are not sure about the ERNA. So that will also work, because in case ERNA is a unique, right? Okay, so yeah, for the name, so it will work. So syntax is input, then third bracket name star equal to, and the any part of the whatever what will be content, right? Okay, so that's why you can create your XPath, right, using the contents part. Similarly for CSS selector. Similarly, how you can create the XPath using the contents attribute value, right? So for that one, you need to double slash or star or the tag name, then contents particular word, and at the rate type and subtype, right? Particular sub name type. Okay, so here you can say double slash star the contents word at the rate name. I want to identify using the name and part of the name, right? ERNA. So that's why you can create the XPath also using the contents word. Create XPath using the start with functions for attribute value of the following element, right? So why we use the start with? Suppose in case for a particular, right, element, some of the part is there. Suppose Google search say, okay, sometime Google word is fixed and search was can be vary, right? Instead of search it can be, okay, Google searching say. So obviously if you type with search Google search, it will not work because it is changing to search to searching, right? Google search engine or search to search engine, but Google will still stay fixed. Okay, so whenever we know that the starting part is fixed component and the remaining part is volatile, so we'll go for the start with, right? The syntax is that double slash start or input tag name, then start with and the attribute name and the starting value of the attribute, whichever the fixed component, right? So double slash start with here name, right? You can see the first part user is I'm giving it starting part only. No need to give to the remaining last part or middle part. Whenever you are using start with, you need to give the starting part. That's why you can create the XPath. How we can create a series selector for the child element, right? So here you can see the parent element is there. Under the parent element there, the parent element is div, and under the div there is a button, right? Okay, so here you can see first we need to create the XPath for the child parent element using the ID, the tag name, right, has and the ID, right? So here I'm first creating div, tag name is div, then has an ID equal to button div, right? Then you need to give that sign, right? And then you need to give the tag name for the child. Okay. So that particular will go to the div element with ID button div, and then select the child element button, right? So that's why you can create a series selector for the child element using the parent reference. When user should use text while creating an XPath. Using text, user can locate an element based on the text written over it. Example for the Google search button, right? Right, Google search button, right? Whenever you are logging to the Google, right? And then there is a text box like where you can type something, and there is a search button, right? Google search. So the word for the Google search will be Google search, right? So we know the text of the word, right? So we can create the XPath using the text double slash star text equal to Google search, right? Okay, or in case the tag name, because it will be input also, button is input text double slash input text equal to Google search. That's why you can create the XPath using the text, right? Using the only text. What are the XPath access in Selenium WebDriver available? XPath access used to help user in locating complex web elements by traversing them through a sibling, child, parent, or grandparent like that, right? Of other element that can be identified easily. Okay, there are a lot of accesses there, but the most commonly used accesses I have listed here, right? Child, first one, to select the child node of the reference node, right? There is a parent is already there, you already have created the XPath. So whenever you want to traverse from the parent to child, you need to use the syntax XPath for the reference node, then child and tag name, colon tag. Parent, you already created the XPath for child, and if you traverse to the parent, so first you need to, right, give the reference node, right? Then you need to use the slash and parent and the tag name. Following, using the following access, right, to select all the nodes that come after the reference node. Suppose whenever you are identifying this for a particular node, so all the nodes, right, which is coming after that node, so you can create the XPath for the following, right? So reference node, then following, then tag. Preceding, to select all the nodes that come before the reference node. Okay, so you can use the preceding. Ancestor, that means preceding means you can go to child to parent only. Okay, ancestor, to select all the ancestor element before the reference node. So for that you need to use the word ancestor, right? XPath for the reference node, then the slash ancestor and the tag, right? Okay, so ancestor means whenever you are writing for child, so you can go to the parent and grandparent, right? So that's so you can create the XPath for the till the grandparent level using the ancestors. Why WebDriver equal to new WebDriver, right? If you write the syntax, why it is not correct, right? The above statement is incorrect as WebDriver is an interface, right? In the Java, in the Selenium WebDriver, right? In the whenever you are, importing the jar, you are assigning or you are associating the jar file for the any of the project, right? So WebDriver will be comes and that project as an interface, okay? And in Java we cannot instantiate an interface, right? Already know we can instantiate a class but not an interface. So launching WebDriver does not make any sense as the user have not specified any particular browser type that need to be launched. So that is the reason we should not use WebDriver equal to new WebDriver. Can we use Firefox driver equal to new Firefox driver? Yes, we can use. It is perfectly correct because Firefox driver is an implementing class of WebDriver interface and the above statement will launch the Firefox browser. Okay, so it will work. Why do we need to create a reference variable of type WebDriver like WebDriver driver equal to new Firefox driver? So that is the correct syntax to launching any of the browser, right? You need to give the correct browser. In case it is I browser, you need to give the I browser. In case it is right, Firefox, you need to give the Gcode driver like that. Okay. So why we need to use it? Having a reference variable Having a reference variable of type WebDriver allows user to assign the driver object to different browser-specific drivers, thus allowing multi-browser testing by assigning the drivers object to any of the desired browser. So, in case you are assigning something WebDriver driver equal to new Firefox driver, next time WebDriver driver 1 equal to new I driver, next time WebDriver driver 2 equal to new Gcode driver, like that. So, all the different browser you can launch simultaneously. Okay, so that is the main importance to you having a different variable of the web drivers. How to check an element is present on the web page or not, right? How we can check whether the particular element is present or not? So for that you need to create the XPath of the element, right? First, how you can create the XPath? List web element driver.5 element by locator and locator value. Locator can be ID, name, class name, XPath, like that, right? First, if you are identifying the element, okay, then if the element size not equal to 0, right, so obviously element is present, right? In case it is 0, that means element is not visible, right? At least one, not single element is found with the same XPath, right? Or same locator technique. Okay, so not equal to 0, obviously it will print you the element is present. That means element is findable, right? Or else it will give the element is not available in the web page. Okay, so that's why you can check whether a particular element is available in the web page or not. How to open a new tab in Selenium WebDriver with Java? Suppose you already open a tab, right? And if you want to open another new tab, right? In the same browser, we are not opening a browser, but in the same browser, you want to open another tab. Okay. So Selenium does not have all the functionality to launch it, so you need to use the robot class, which can be used for simulating keyboard and mouse event. Okay. So in order to open a new tab, user can simulate the keyboard event of pressing Ctrl key followed by T key of the keyword. After the new tab get open, we need to switch the focus to it, otherwise it will perform on the old parent tab only. For switching, we need to use the get window handles, right? And switch the focus to it. So you can see driver.get passing the URL, launching the first URL. Then using the robot class, creating a robot, object, new robot. So use robot class to press Ctrl plus 3 keys. Okay. Then using the reference, we are pressing, right, key press control and T. Then we need to release those key also, right? Otherwise it will not work, right? Both the keys. Keys event dot bkt and bk control. After that, I mean using the robot class we are initiating the keys, right? Okay. We are simulating the keyboard event, okay, of pressing control key. So then we need to create an tabs, right? So right now you already know, right, how many tabs it can be opened. Okay. So first, obviously first tab will be 0, right, and second tab will be 1 and third tab will be 2, like that. So you need to create an like array list. You need to create an object, new array list string. You need to pass the driver.get windows handles, so that windows will be handled, exact window will be handled, and you need to switch it to the first one, right? 0 first means second it will open another tab. Then you need to launch the browsers using any URL, so that another tab will open and the browser will be launched at that window. How to check a checkbox if it is already checked or not, right? How to check means how to click, okay? So suppose checkbox you can check and uncheck, right? You know. But in case it is already checked, and if you again check it, so it will be unchecked, right? So first you need to check whether the checkbox is already checked or not. In case it is not checked only, then you click it. In case it is checked, it will not click the person. Otherwise, it will be again unchecked. So first you need to create the web element first, right? For the checkbox. Driver.find element, then by locators and locator value. It can be ID, name, class name, XPath, CS selector, parcel linked list, and any kind of locator technique, right? Then using the reference for the checkbox, if checkbox is already selected, then you will not go for clicking, right? In case it is not selected, so not checkbox not is selected, then it will check, right? So that will, in case it is selected, so it will not check. In case it is not selected, then it will only click. That means in case any checkbox is not selected, it will click, otherwise it will not click. So that our objective will be met. How can I move to the nth child element using the XPath? Whenever you are creating XPath, right, there is a lot of element is available, and if you want to go to a particular element, so you need to use the, right, the position, index position. So you already created the XPath, so if you give the index position, so it will go to the second div element, the same thing, right? And you also give this thing, right, using positions methods equal to 3, so it will find the third div element. So that's why if after identifying the XPath, a lot of element is there, and if you want to perform the operation on the exact elements, you need to use particular that thing, right? Index, you need to use the indexing, so that exact element will be identifiable using the XPath. How user can clear a text written in a text box in Selenium WebDriver? So whenever it is a text, right, we can provide some input, right? Suppose if the input is provided, if we need to clear it, okay, and if you want to type another new text, so first you need to clear it, then you again type it same keys, right? Other word. So using the clear method, user can delete the text already written in the text box. So you need to first identify the element, driver.find element by locator and locator value. Then you need to use the clear method dot clear. So it will be cleared all the, right, text whatever already entered for the particular text box. What are the different keyboard operations that can be performed in Selenium WebDriver? The different keyboard operations that can be performed in Selenium are the first is dot send keys, right? Sequence of character you can pass it. So whenever there is any kind of text box, you can pass some text to the text box, right? Used for passing character sequence to an input or text box element. And then dot press key, non-text keys, right? Used for keys like control functions, keys, etc., right? Tab, shift, right? Up, down, arrow, side arrow, left arrow, right arrow, like that. So using the press dot key method, right, operations. Then dot release key and non-text key used in conjunction with key press event to simulate releasing a key from keyboard event. Whenever you are releasing something, you need to release it, right? So in my questions here, I already showed you, whenever you are typing something, right, you need to release it. In the robot class, you can see first key press and the key release, right? So you need to release it, otherwise it will not work. So press key and release key, that are the two important aspects. Our method is there, okay, for the keyboard operations. How user can find all the links on a web page? Suppose you want to retrieve all the links. Okay. Suppose you already open a Google web page and you want to check all the links, how many links is already available or not, and then you need to write it down all the links. You need to print all the links. So for the link, you know the tag name is A, right? Anchors. So all the links in the web page start with anchor tag A. So by locating element of tag name A, user can find all the links on a web page. So you need to use the list interface, right? Web element, and then you need to create an object or instance. Diver dot, you need to use the find element because it will be list of element, right? That is the reason you are using the list. Then by tag name equal to A. So all the right link starting with tag name A, it will be stored in the links object. So right now, after if you want to print one by one, you can get the size of the how many element is available with the link, right? You can get it easily. How to check which option in the drop-down is selected through select class. So first you need to use the select class, then you need to create an object, new select, and you need to provide the reference of that particular object, right? Suppose if it's country drop-down, you need to give the reference for the country. Then so once the object is created, you need to select a particular country, say Canada. Okay, so I can select by visible text Canada. So once the Canada is selected, you need to check it whether right, right, the particular Canada is selected or not, right? So you need to use the same and you need to give the references Canada and you need to check whether it is selected. So in case it is selected already by the select class, so it will give you true, or in case it is sometime it is not selected, so it will give you the false response. So that's why you can check which option in the drop down is selected through the select class. What is HTML unit driver? You already know there are a lot of drivers available, right? Safari driver, Chrome driver, iDriver, right? Gcode driver, and also HTML unit driver is there. An HTML unit driver is the fastest web driver. Unlike other drivers, like the HTML unit web driver is non-GUI. While running, no browser gets launched. Okay, so it is called right headless browser testing because no browser will be launched, but it will all the operation will perform. Okay, so HTML unit driver is the fastest web driver among all the drivers in the Selenium WebDriver. How to handle hidden element in Selenium WebDriver? So it is an important aspect, right? You can see that in the web page there are a lot of element, hidden element is there, but sometimes if you want to search those hidden element, right, you can do it, right? So you need to use the JavaScript executor, okay, to find the hidden element. So that is the syntax JavaScript executor into pass the driver dot execute script document dot get element by class name, and you need to give the locators and dot click so that it will give you all the hidden element. So that's how you can handle it, all the hidden element in any web page. How to mouse hover an element using the Selenium WebDriver, right? So you know already know the mouse hover, right? Whenever there is an option, under the option there is a lot of sub option is there. Suppose in the any kind of Flipkart booking, right? You can see if you click on the options, there is a lot of sub option will be displayed. So that is called mouse hover. So okay, after clicking on the one thing, so another thing you need to click it. Okay, only it's possible. So for that you need to use the actions class and you need to create an object instance, new actions, and you need to pass the driver reference. Then you need to create an object or instance, right, for the web element driver.find element by id dot element id referent. Then using the action class object you need to move to element, then you need to provide the element and then dot perform so that that element will be operation will perform and mouse over will be successful for the element. Okay, that's why you can click an particular element using the mouse over. So that's all. 25 question answer for today's session. Thank you.